What made you decide to open your own business opposed to be working in someone else's?
And start from the beginning. Like, where did this start? Where did it go wrong, etc.
You want the go wrong part?
Oh, we want
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
want the cold hard truth.
The L's are the best.
As much as you're willing to share.
It's hard because there's parts of that are still, I'm not as angry, but there's still like resentment. So I got to try to like reel that back in. But I have a little boy. Well, he's 6'5" now, so I guess he's not little, but he was born with a lot of challenges, and doctors just kept giving me so much runaround trying to like figure out what was wrong with him. And we were at Children's and we were at UW and we were doing all these things, and I just couldn't hold a job. I was divorced. I had 3 kids, and nobody would keep me on because I had to leave for all of these tests. So I literally just started working for this car lot, and they were letting me bring like the jackets home and dealing all the dealer jackets and excuse me, learning how to do QuickBooks and stuff. And so I was like, oh, okay, I got this. And then that led to them referring me to other people. And then all of a sudden I'm just literally working out of a garage, getting my son to all of his appointments, and able to provide. But it definitely took a while. I had a landlord who gave me so much grace and probably gave me 6 to 7 months of free rent, just trying to like let me get my life figured out after the divorce and getting my son figured out. And then I got sick, and she just was like, this isn't something you have to worry about. And so
Wow.
I was like able to just learn how to do bookkeeping, got QuickBooks certified, and that just turned into like 10 clients to 30 clients and it just kept growing. And so in 2017, I formed my own company. I brought in a couple employees. This is where the resentment comes. I met a girl, and we like clicked really well as people, and she brought a lot more to the table, a skill set that I didn't have. And so about a year in, she was like, I want to be partners. Yeah. And I was like really hesitant, like, man, this is my baby. I grew this. If I give this to anybody else, what is it going to do with my family? And so it's kind of like in the middle of tax season, and she was like 50-50 or I walk. Well,
Did she say it that way?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, fine. Personals aside, business-wise, we're growing. We do get these things done. And then we became partners. And ultimately, over the course of 3 or 4 years, I was just really undervalued. It became a competition of she had an accounting degree and I didn't. I was self-taught and she wasn't. And there was just like all of a sudden our leadership is different, and our staff doesn't know who to listen to, or our staff is afraid. And so it just turned into something like, okay, this is going to go, but I'm going to go find other sources of revenue. And so then I started a cleaning company, and I just started doing some basic general maintenance and stuff like that, thinking that if we have multiple sources of revenue, she's kind of the leader on that end, we'll be fine.
So you did that under the same umbrella?
Yeah.
Why did you, in hindsight, are you saying you wouldn't do that? Yeah.
No.
But in the moment, you were thinking that was easiest because you wouldn't have to open a new LLC, and it just seemed easiest. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to dig into it a little bit.
So it was just like we were already partners. We bought that building we were working out of. We bought a place in Idaho. So we were already partners. And so it was just easier, just like, we'll do 50-50. I'll manage these ones. You manage those. There's going to be benefit at the end. We just kind of delegate the hats. And there ended up being that there was just a lot of resentment, whether that was lack of communication or she felt she was carrying a load and I felt like I was carrying a load. Neither one of us were really bringing that to the other person. Anyways, it ended very poorly. So a couple years ago, I took a very low settlement because my hands were kind of just like tied. Like, I can't compete with what she's doing. I can't start my own stuff. I can't do any of this until this kind of is resolved. And so it was probably 4 or 5 months in court, and I was like, she can have it. I'll sign the non-disclosure.
So probably an ignorant question, but why did it have to go to court?
We were not on agreeable terms as far as dissolution, as far as who would keep what. So like we sold properties, we closed down certain entities, kept certain entities. Like there was just again it was like a divorce, you know, and like and emotional, right? Because like I'm trying to figure out why we went this way, and I'm trying to figure like the undervalue is such a. I can say this now. I grew up with a mom who I just felt I was never good enough. Oh, you got straight A's, but you could have done better. Oh, you loaded the dishwasher, but you did it wrong. There's just certain things that was never measured, and so the behavior that she was kind of my partner, my business partner, was showing me something I was used to. And so I was like in a prove it space. Like, I got this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And ultimately, that's not how a partnership should work. It's something I constantly telling my kids not to worry about. Like, let that go. That person's not for you. But here I am trying to prove myself to somebody and keep this business going because it's my baby. And like, I want to grow it and nurture it. So it just was time. I looked at my lawyer. I was like, I need to be done. I need to move forward. I've never felt a case of like, I've had some tough stuff in my life and I've never not wanted to get out of bed. And I was like struggling with wanting to like get out of bed and have a purpose. And I can't do that. I have kids, right? So it was just time to like close the chapter and figure out what I wanted to do. And I really toyed with like, I just need to go work for somebody. I'm going to take that W-2. I'm not going to have this stress. I'm going to just go back. And I was like, no way. Like, I know what I'm doing. I can prove that I can do this by myself. I can get back on my feet. And I took that little bit of settlement money and I reinvested it in myself.
That's
and
killer.
we do property management. That's how Peak Performance started. I did agree to a 1-year non-compete with her. And so I was like, I got to make some money. And so I went from just kind of flipping houses, which is what I did on the side, no crew, just did it on my own, to now I have 22 people that work for me. Yeah. And I was like, clean outs, work, turns, and then just full residential remodels.